Hi there. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a brand new talk. Today is gonna be awesome. My name is Steven, those you know how it is. The passion is here, the excitement is here to bring you the best of information that can help you secure funding and definitely build your businesses and ventures, your dreams and goals. And today we are here with someone awesome, someone that has listen, been around the world, done all kind of awesome stuff. Her name is Cintia Mano. I'm not gonna say much about her. We're gonna dive into the talk today. So she's gonna tell us herself about her journey, how she became the CEO of Core Angels, and all the exciting things she's doing today. So if you are ready, let us go. Hi there, Cynthia. How are you doing today?
Hello, Stephen. I'm great. Thank you. And you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for making the time to meet with us today and to share your wisdom with us. I mean, you are a woman that works hard. And I say this all the time that you are one of the people that, especially when it comes to the investors community right here in Portugal, you're always very responsive and always willing to help. And here you are even giving us your time to give us even more information about the investing ecosystem. So thank you so much, Cynthia, for being
Oh,
awesome.
thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's always great to have the opportunity, the chance to share information. I think that I'm very passionate about this activity. This explains why I work so hard and why I like to be with the founders, with other investors. I think that the most we can talk about things, we can share knowledge, the best this ecosystem can get. So this is part of my job, and this is very pleasure. I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Cynthia, I think people usually underplay or underestimate the journey of investors like you. And sometimes they have no idea at all. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your journey all the way from Brazil and doing all kind of ventures, for you to become an investor and now the CEO of Core Angels, which I must say, I believe, which is the leading angel investment group now in Portugal and probably Iberia, if I'm not mistaken. You are now even in the US. But you know what? You tell us more about that. Please tell us a bit about your journey.
Sure, sure. Yes. Well, Stephen. Briefly, my journey was I studied computer science. I worked with technology development. Did my MBA. Worked for consulting in many corporates, multinationals. So I had a 15-year experience in this kind of companies, different sectors: telecom, oil and gas, mining. And then I decided to leave this corporate world to join a startup. Okay. To co-found the startup. And this changed my whole life, and professionally and also personally. It taught me a lot. And when I founded this startup, I also started engaging with other founders because many of them needed help, especially the ones selling to companies. So in the B2B businesses, I learned very fast that they were struggling with some challenges with big corps or how to approach them, how to deal with this sort of customer. So I started mentoring some of them, participating in some acceleration programs. And with this experience, I learned that, like my startup, also other startups, they needed funding. They needed funding, and especially the ones in the early stage, they didn't need that amount of money. They needed some money to have some peace of mind, so that founders, they could work on their product, they could test, they could validate it into the market with the potential customers. So they needed that amount of money that was not that big. So they were not yet ready to go talk to VC funds, because VC funds, they are usually investing a lot of money, but they also request maturity of the business. They were not there yet, but they were always thinking, okay, but what do I do until I get to this stage? Okay, how I'm going to survive? So they were trying to go for grants, talk to get some money investments from family and friends, but and the people who doesn't have this network, what they should do,
Right.
So in this moment, I realized that, well, investing in the early stage is really needed, and it's really scarce. And by that time also, I learned about the role of angel investors. And at first, to be honest, I didn't believe very much in this figure because it looked at me something unreal, unrealistic. Like I would have, so an angel investor would be someone with money that would know about my industry, believe in my team, trust what we're doing, willing to put money in my business, and on top of that, give me mentorship, advisory, support me somehow.
Right.
So I thought this is like Prince Charming, it doesn't exist.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was thinking, well, this it doesn't exist. So I started thinking about investing in startups. I started thinking that, well, maybe this is something that I would like to do. I was already investing in other types of assets, but then this was what led me to start investing in startups.
Mhm.
I met Rui and Pedro, who are the founders of Core Angels.
Right.
Started investing together, in a group here in Portugal when I moved to Portugal. They invited me to work in Core Angels because they were expanding the network. They were replicating the model that they have implemented to other geographies.
Mhm.
And since January 23, I am the CEO of the network. So I've been working to expand the network and support the funds. That's my job.
Yeah. Amazing. Fantastic. Well, Cynthia, so look, a lot of early stage founders are frustrated
Yeah.
because they talk to different kind of investors, they build their prototype, and the numbers are staggering. Okay. If you take 10 of early stage founders, maybe one are able to actually secure some kind of ticket from angel investors, right? So
Yeah.
why do you think that is? Why do you think almost 95% or maybe more of early stage founders are unable to get that first ticket to bring their dreams to reality?
Yeah, I think there are a number of reasons for this. One, of course, is lack of information.
Right.
Although this activity exists for a while, I'm talking about angel investors, okay? There are other sources of funding, but talking specifically about angels, there is a lot of people don't realize exactly what they do or why they do or how they operate or what kind of arrangements we have in terms of angel investors. So it's a problem. This is why I come to to this kind of conversations. This is why I just wrote a book with an angel investor friend of mine called Angel Investing Explained. It's on
Okay.
Amazon. Everyone can access and buy it. It's very useful to angel investors, but also for founders to understand what is in this kind of investing. So I think there is a lack of information to start with. And the second thing is because founders, sometimes they don't understand quite well how this happens. They approach like tons of people all at once. I receive many emails, many messages on LinkedIn with people offering me investment opportunities that has nothing to do with Core Angels, so I think there is also a lack of preparation from the founders. So if you think of sending hundreds of cold emails, this is one strategy. This can work, okay? But this is one strategy. I think that it's much better if you can do some research and filter a little bit who you're going to approach, because then the chances that you get an answer are much higher.
Exactly.
Okay. So one thing that sometimes I answer founders and I say, look, as Core Angels is a network of funds, we have many different theses. So potentially we'll have a fund that will fit the business. So many founders, I advise them, look, take a look at this page in our website. You can take a look at all the funds, see if any of them have a fit with your business. And I'll be glad to introduce you. But do this research before, because in our case, we are angel funds, okay? So there is a fund leader doing all this, the screening of startups. So try to think with the mind of this person. This person is busy doing lots of stuff. If this person get an email with something that looks like totally out of the thesis, they will even not respond it. It's not because they are bad people. It's just because they are very busy and they need to focus on what matters. Right. So I think these two things are very important. So understanding better about angel investing and having a clear strategy for your fundraising. So I really don't advise cold email to everyone. I see that many founders, they download a list of investors and they just send the same email to everyone. Right. It doesn't work, really.
So you are saying having a very targeted approach to
I
the
think you
yeah.
don't need to select 5 investors. I wouldn't say so, but at least have a good list of people who fit your business. Like, suppose that you need to fundraise 500K, okay, and you will see that some angels or some networks of angels, they only invest 100K.
Right.
You can approach them, but you need to be aware that maybe you'll have to approach many of them to compound a round. So you'll be building around with many people. So the approach is different, not only about ticket size, but also about industry or types of businesses. I received many mails from founders that they didn't take a look at the website, because if they looked at the website, they would realize that we don't invest in this kind of business.
Right.
So this preparation, I think it's important. It's important to, I know that, well, founders, they don't have time they have to run their businesses, but fundraising, I think it's a very important part of the business, and it's worth spending some time in preparing and understanding who you're going to talk to.
Okay, amazing. Well, Cynthia, why don't you tell us then, please, what key qualities do you look at when it comes to let's say that a founder has done their basic homework
Yeah.
and reach out to you. So what are the key qualities you look into a founder or their venture for that matter for you to decide this is what the conversation? We're not even in the money stage yet.
Yeah, I think that we have different parameters that we look at.
Right.
Some are more hard skills and soft skills, let's put this way, but some of them are more technical, like the sort of business that they are doing, the industry, the segment, if there is a fit with the fund. So many times it's not a problem of the business or of the founder, it's just a misfit. There is no fit, or there is low fit with the fund or with the angel investor. Okay, this is one thing. So if the thesis has a fit with the business, this is the first thing that we take a look at. Once we can clear this, we will take angels in general. They take a look at the ticket size, if it's for there or not, if it's the type of business. Like there are some people that they prefer to invest in SaaS, others they prefer to invest in, I have a very clear exit. I just invest in startups that I believe they will be acquired later by someone. I will not exit in the next fund round. I just invest in something that will be built and be acquired by a bigger company. So this is in the fit side. When we're talking about and more technical things like industry type of solution, etc., ticket size, etc. When we're talking about soft skills, then it talks more about the experience of the founding team. Right. So it's really, and this is not something that we can evaluate in an email. Okay. Yeah. So I think that if your first contact with an investor is an email, it's very important that you can demonstrate that it's worth scheduling a call. Okay. And how do you demonstrate this? Some things are out of your control, like if there is no fit, okay, it's right. Not a problem, okay? It's not your problem. There's nothing you can do about it. But some things they are. So it's very important that the email is concise, brings important figures, numbers, and especially demonstrates everything that you have done so far. Because it's important that investor realizes that, well, these people, they have been working, they have achieved something here. So although, especially if you don't have yet revenues, or if you're not, if you're having your first customers, but you don't have lots of customers. So it's important to tell the story with key milestones, key achievements that you reached so far. So that the investor will take a look and see, well, this is interesting. They are in a promising market. They are building this, looks interesting. Let's schedule a call with them, okay? So the objective of this email is to get a call. And in the call, then it will be easier. Also, in this email, you can demonstrate the experience of the founding team, where they have been, why they are good to work on this solution, the industries they have worked, or what they have done before. This is important also. But once you get the call, then you are able to demonstrate more about the founding team.
Exactly. Yeah.
Then you can talk about why you decided to create this business. This is very important, especially for angel investors, because we are investing in the very early stage. And as we are investing in the very early stage, it means that most of what we have is not the solution, it's not the technology, it's the founding team. Because with a good founding team, you can get a poor solution and change it into a brilliant solution if this founding team is listening to the market, collecting feedback from first customers, improving the tool, improving the features. So if they have a good mindset and work well together and are accomplishing important things during the way, this is a signal for the investors that, well, maybe these people, they are doing a good job. So maybe they can tackle and they can achieve the potential of what they are building. Because in the end, Stephen, we are talking about startups and we don't have, it's not established business. We don't have like, a balance sheet with an EBITDA saying, look, if you put 1 million here, there will come 5 million there. It's not like that. We don't have the formula, right? So we are we are investing in people's skills, in the capability of the founding team.
So I think this is going to be a very important highlight, Cynthia. On a score of 0 to 10, how would you say is critical? How would you say the founding team is critical to securing that first ticket from an angel investor?
Oh, 8.
8. Okay, there you go. All right, there you go. Okay. Now,
but look, analyzing a founding team, it's different from person to person, right? Of course, there is a connection. There is, of course, that this is very subjective in certain aspects, but in other aspects, it's not. Like if you're having someone who is developing a solution for an industry that this person has very poor knowledge, and there's no advisor or no co-founder with some expertise in that industry, it's really hard to invest in, right? Because it's just a wish, I would like to build something. This is why it's important to ask the why, why you're doing this. How did you come with this idea? How did you found this gap in the market, so then you can understand a little bit about the story of the founder, how he or she got there, etc.
Their reason for pursuing what they are pursuing, right?
Yeah, I think that the reasons tell a lot about the founding team and why they are doing that, and how they are interacting, how they are working together,
and how far they will go.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Now, Cynthia, there is this massive discussion, okay, that goes on within the founding community, where there is one school of thought that says a lot has to do with strategy. Then there's the other school of thought that says that a lot has to do with luck. Right. So which one you think wins? Do you think is about luck or is about strategy?
Well, I have a very not very popular opinion about luck, but well, I think that luck exists. Okay, of course, but I think that luck exists for the ones who are prepared. I think that if you don't prepare, you won't see the opportunity. So sometimes when we see people say, "Oh, I was super lucky because I have worked with this person. I was super lucky because I was in that event and I was chatting with this person that recommended me to another one." This is not luck, you were in the event, so you have prepared to be there. If you're talking to someone during a coffee break and you could be convincing this person to introduce you to a second one, it's because you have prepared your pitch, it's because you have thought about your strategy of what you're building. So I don't believe 100% in luck, okay? I think that luck exists, but only for the ones who are prepared. So I think that I really... Maybe it has to do with my life story. I've always studied a lot, prepared a lot, and gone for every single opportunity that came on the way. I recognize that there are some, I would not say luck, but serendipity or something like this. But I don't rely on luck.
Right. There is a quote by Benjamin Disraeli. He says that luck is when preparedness meets opportunity.
Perfect. That's it.
Yeah, he just said that.
That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about what are the verticals that, all the sectors that Core Angels are focusing, is focusing on right now.
Okay. Okay. So just to explain, we are a network of angel funds. So each fund, we call it funds just to communicate the message that these groups, they are angels together investing in the same portfolio of startups. Okay.
Mhm.
And each of these funds, they have a thesis. Okay. Some of them, they are regional. They are investing in a particular ecosystem, like Corangels Barcelona or Corangels Lisbon. They are investing, they are industry agnostic. So they invest in any type of industry, but in that ecosystem. Others, they are verticals. So they are funds investing in a specific industry. So we have Corangels Climate. They are investing in companies in Europe fighting climate change in different ways. There are different types of industries on this. We have Corangels Enterprise Tech. They are investing in companies providing solutions to big enterprises in customer experience, in talent, etc. We have Corangels Big Data and AI. These three are based in Europe, okay, investing in big data solutions and artificial intelligence. But we also have in Latin America, Corangels EduTech, investing in educational startups, and the US, Corangels Health Ventures, investing in health tech startups.
Okay.
So these are the verticals that we have.
Okay, amazing. Well, you heard it for yourself. Okay, so make sure that when you approaching Core Angels, just make sure that you look at those verticals and see whether
Exactly.
your matches with that. Cynthia, now this is the before last question. Okay, just after this one, we have just one last to go. Now, one of the core mission of Iris is, of course, bridging the gap between investors and founders, but we want to make sure that it's done with a little bit of speed, which is uh, once the idea is validated, once we see that the team is ready, enable the founders to tap into their first check. Otherwise, it just keeps dragging along. I mean, there's a very interesting story that I heard from one of the famous ecosystem here in Portugal, where it took 11 months and a half from the investment community that said yes to the founders getting their first check.
Yeah, this is not to happen, right? Because startups, they die. Okay.
Exactly. Right.
And I've been in these shows. So I've been a founder. So I know that you cannot be waiting for money for such a long time. So there are some important things to say in this sense. Usually in Core Angels, what we pursue as a goal is that maximum of 2 months, maximum 3 months to get money in the bank, okay? But shouldn't be that long. What sometimes complicates a little bit if it's a funding round with other investors, because sometimes our fund is not the lead investor. So it's waiting for some due diligence that it's performed by the lead investor. So this adds a little bit of complexity into the total mechanism. If it's a single investor, if one of our funds is investing as a single investor in that round, this can be as fast as less than 1 month, okay, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. It's concluding due diligence and paperwork, okay. But sometimes it can take more, like depending on where the company is based, or if we have some issues with paperwork, contracting, negotiations in the deal terms. But usually what we do is when the company comes to the investment committee, we already have a term sheet with all the main terms of the deal, so that if the company is approved, it's already sat, it's just reflecting this into the investment contract. Should be that simple,
Yeah, good. So when you mention due diligence, now I know that it varies and some of the factors are very variant, but just in generally speaking, because sometimes you have founders that running their business from their own bank account, or pocket to pocket. So in terms of due diligence, how can they make their business operation smooth, and and also as early stages, some of the things that they can they can do so that when they come to you, some boxes are already ticked to make that process even shorter?
Yeah, okay. First thing important is that we understand that we are talking about an early stage business, okay? So it's not that we are requesting a level of governance and maturity of, we know that we're talking about a business that is being born,
Right.
And in the due diligence, there are many aspects that they are red flags and others that are yellow flags. And
Okay.
one thing that is very important that we tell founders is that don't look at the due diligence process as something that will approve you or not approve you, okay? But look at this as an opportunity for you to learn about your business, because many times in the due diligence, we have some yellow flags. These are things that are not going to prevent us from investing, but are things that should be implemented to improve your business, to improve the quality, the level, to reduce the level of risk,
Right.
to improve the compliance, to have a healthier business in your hands.
Right.
So the due diligence is always a good opportunity for founders to learn about how to make things better, especially for next rounds, where then they will be requested to have a certain level of maturity in governance and compliance, in having everything written. So sometimes in due diligence, we see the objective of due diligence is we watch a pitch presentation, okay? The founder says all these amazing stories about the business, the customers they have, everything. But we are investing money on this. So we need to understand if everything that was said is real, if it's there. So if the contracts are signed, or, oh no, I have this company is my customer. Okay, but there's no contract signed.
Right.
So what guarantees you that you're going to get paid,
Mm-hmm.
So we know that there are some certain level of, how can I say that? It's a certain level of immaturity in certain controls.
Mm-hmm.
We know that, and this
Mhm.
should not prevent us from doing business. But if we find a founder that gets really reactive on everything, then this will tell us not about the problems with the company, but will tell us about the behavior of the founder when we are discussing important things about the business. So how you behave during due diligence is really important, because we are always understanding how you deal with difficult topics, how you deal with problems that you need to overcome, how will this relationship be in the future.
That's I believe that is very, very important. Yeah, the behavior, right? Because at the end
Yeah,
of the day, it's a relationship that you're building, right?
exactly.
And you don't want to get married to someone that's not gonna be honest or be giving you headaches all the time, right?
Absolutely. And it's the other way also, Stephen, because sometimes I think that founders, they believe that they are the only ones being chosen,
Mhm.
but I think they should choose their investors also. I
Mm.
know that it looks like, well, investors, they have the power because they have the money, but there are many people with money in the pocket, So if you find someone, if you're a founder, you're going through due diligence, also observe the behavior of these investors during due diligence, because this can tell you a lot about how the relationship will be in the future.
Exactly.
So if they are very aggressive with everything or creating problems with every single thing, if they don't understand that if you are a very early stage company, maybe it's not 100% all the details are right, okay, you might have some problem in the future.
Right, right. Yeah. So with that said, Cynthia, what will be that one golden advice you give an early stage founder starting right now, or maybe they're in their parents' basement building something new, or even perhaps right now on the Core Angels website trying to find you? Right. What will be that golden advice you can give to them that they can hold on to bring their dreams and goals to life?
Okay, I think that if you are thinking of fundraising, I think that number one is you always have to think about funding your company. Okay.
Good. Right.
There's no such a thing like, oh no, but I don't want investors. Okay, you don't want investors, cool. But you need to have a plan for funding your company. Okay. You fund with your resources, you get money from grants. Always have a window of expectation, and don't wait to be running out of cash to fundraise. I think this would be my golden advice, like do a planning. And if you have money invested, or if you just have money from your pockets, don't wait until last minute, because then it will become a desperate game. And so you'll get money from anyone in any conditions, and you may end up signing things that you'll regret later. Okay. This is first thing. Second thing is choose your investor. Which kind of investment it's better for your business? And it has a lot to do with personal choices also.
Right.
Okay. The startup that I co-founded, we talked to many investors by that time. And in that time, the market was much less mature. And we were talking to some people that they don't even have a clue about investing in startups, and they were considering investing in us. And I'm glad right now that it didn't happen, because if it hadn't happened, we would have money, but we would have a big headache, because they were people that they didn't understand anything about our industry.
Right.
They would be talking to us every single time, looking for results, looking for revenue, and not supporting and bringing potential customers. So not adding value, and we would be just having a new boss, So if you have, don't. So this is why I think it's important planning and choosing the kind of investors that you want, because they will be with you, not forever, but they will be with you for a long time in your business. So you need to be partnering with someone that you can count on. I would give these two advices.
All right. Awesome. So one, have a plan. Definitely.
Yes. And don't wait to be zero cash to fundraise.
Exactly.
And two, choose your investors.
Choose your investors very wisely. All right. Lovely. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, that you got to have a plan to raise some money and to choose your investors wisely. And that was it with Cintia Mano, all the way from Portugal, the CEO of Core Angels, giving you insight, great insight, exclusive insight, valuable insight for you to start your fundraising journey. Thank you so much, Cintia, for being here today. It was awesome. And we hope to speak to you again very soon.
Thank you, Stephen. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. Now, we thank Cintia Mano so much for having shared the insight with us about being resilient, having shared the insight with us that it's not necessarily about the traction, but a lot has to do with the components, the composition of the team, the mindset of the team. Having shared with us that you have to tap into the awareness that one way or the other, you're going to need money if you want to run your business properly. Having to share with us to tap into the awareness that when you choose your investors, choose them wisely. There's the reason why personally I value talks like this, because these are insights that really help you to be ahead of the game. Ultimately, you are able to save a lot of time. Now, I want you to imagine for a second. Okay? I want you to imagine that your idea has been validated. Your team is fully ready. Your market traction is there. Your first step is secured. And there you go. Feeling it in your venture. How would that feel? How would that feel? Would that be a feeling of personal accomplishment? Was it something that you want to talk about every single time? Is it something that you want to share with your friend, your ex, your family? Listen, anything that you want to share with your ex, okay, it's gonna be cool, all right? Everything you want to share with your ex, think your ex can get to see on Instagram. She or he better see you doing well. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so I want you to imagine that you get an investor, they support you, they're there for you, they're contributing for your growth. And imagine a program that is able to give you all the things that Cintia Mano mentioned earlier to put you ahead of the curve. Imagine a program that can really support you in your journey and plus ensure that by the time you complete it, you can talk to a bunch of investors. You can secure your first funding. How cool would that be, right? Well, I want to introduce to you the Startup Chrysalis program. The Startup Chrysalis program aims to get the early stage entrepreneurs what we call investor ready, right? And how do we do that? We do that by ensuring that the growth is well incepted. So things like idea validation, market, first market entry, all of that. Those things you gotta do those things first. Okay? But the startup studies program is really, really designed to help the early stage founder, the new founder, for them to be ahead of the game, for them to possess all the key things they need for them to thrive, and most importantly, ensure that they are able to gain direct access to investors without having to scroll LinkedIn, without having to do cold email marketing, without having to do the hassle. Now, what do you gain from the Startup Chrysalis program? Right, the Startup Chrysalis program, we make sure that you are investor ready. Okay, what does that mean? It means that the team is there. It means that you have the resilience. It means that your pitch deck is solid. It means that you are able to tell your story. It means that you have the right sales strategies. It means that you are able to present yourself. It means that you have the high performer mindset. It means that you are able to get direct access to investors. This is what the startup chrysalis is about. Okay, it's about giving a cheat code, a cheat winning code to the early stage founder. It's about buying you time. There are so many things I wish I knew now when I started that. You get what I'm saying? And so many people that have been on this journey, they know that, and they will tell you that. That's, hey, look, I wish when I started the right mentor. I wish when I started I had the right references. I wish when I started I could have bumped into my first time investor that supported me through the journey. And these are the things that we don't want you to be there 2 years from now and wishing. No, 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 no. We want that for you right now. You get what I'm saying? But that's not all, okay? What we also want to do for you is this. We want to offer you an 8-week optional free incubation program by one of our key partners. Now, look, the incubation programs out there are 1,000 to 1,300 euros. You hear what I'm saying? And you can pay even up to 5,000 euros. Wow. Now, what if we gave you the option that by subscribing to the Startup Chrysalis program, you are able to tap into this incubation program as well by one of our key partners, one of our worldwide key partners, one of the best incubation programs that you could ever find. You hear what I'm saying? That is also coming with the Startup Chrysalis program. But let us dive in quickly and see what is in the Startup Chrysalis program. So week one, in the week one of the Startup Chrysalis program, we're going to be talking about how to build your resilience and cultivating your high performance mindset. When I started my first business, in fact, since I was in corporate till after I left the business, I got the nickname. I got two nicknames: the Terminator and then Action Man. You know why? That's because I could work really, really long hours. That's because I could do 100 things at the same time. That is because I could perform under extreme pressure and still bring results. But the truth of the matter is, not everybody is like that. But most people have a dream. Most people want to do something. So the question then becomes, can you become a founder without being resilient? I don't think so. Can you become a founder without being able to perform under tremendous amount of pressure? I don't think so. Why? Because starting with thousands, with like hundreds of millions of dollars. No. Most of the time, it's just gonna be you, your cousin, just 2 or 3 of you, with a table and an idea and your laptops, and off you go. So the question is, how do you get to develop the resilience needed so that when times are tough, you can be the tough that becomes tough? You hear me? Robert Schuller says a tough time never lasts, but tough people always do. How can you become that tough person? That person that was sleeping on people's couches, on the floor, yet wake up in the morning, put on my shirt and my trouser, and say, go do, hi, ma'am, how are you? Hold up right there. Let me tell you why buying this is going to change your life. You get what I'm saying? So we want to share with you techniques inside on how you can do that so that you can transform into the one of the most resilient person you've ever met. In the second week, we're gonna be diving into something very important, okay? And that is mastering the ability to communicate, to leverage your personal story, and to weave that into your pitch, weave that into your sales, weave that into your pitch to investors. Imagine you walk into an elevator, then you have 30, 40 seconds to sell yourself to secure your next 2, 3 million funding. Warren Buffett is there, Bill Gates is there waiting for you to speak. What do? You tell them your story. What do? You use your story right there and there, because that is what people connect to. But there's a way you have to tell that story. Like, I was sleeping in a two-bedroom shack with 9 siblings. We slept on the floor, and every single morning I had a back pain until I got tired of it. And I really wanted to know what causes the back pain. Should you sleep on undesirable surfaces? And that is when I found the air Bluetooth mattress. I'm just making stuff up, okay, just for me to show you that there's a way you tell your story that can move whoever is listening to you, whoever has your attention. You gotta understand, attention is the new currency. So whoever gives you the attention, you want to mesmerize them. And when you have your pitch deck within 3 minutes, how do you take that pitch deck and turn that into money? That's what we're gonna be covering in week 3. We're gonna be talking about your leadership development now. Not everybody in a team, all right. Let's agree on this, all right. Not everybody in a team has to lead the team, but everybody in the team has to have their own leadership spirit. Yes, because if everybody has their own leadership spirit, they can stand tall in the absence of the leader. If everybody has the leadership spirit, they can pull themselves together and continue to push forward towards the dream. When everybody has their leadership spirit, they can stand and do what needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? And critical thinking. Or how can you take yourself out of the whole equation and say, you know what? Could this be better? Yes, let me think about it a little more. And there you go. You start thinking, you start breaking it down, right? Things that enable you to be continuously innovative in your solution approaches. You get what I'm saying? Right. So you get to understand what makes people successful, what has made the people that have come before you successful. You get to understand how to build a strong relationship, not only with your team, but also with your network. So we are really looking into a program that makes you an accomplished leader. You get what I'm saying? And then in the week 4, very important. This is the blood of your business. This is where you get to learn about the sales strategies and investor ready. The strategies either online or offline. When you get on the sales call, how do you conduct that call? When you need leads, you've got to generate leads, right? When you have that lead, what do you do with them? Okay, so we get to teach you here by one of our experts that has made hundreds of millions selling how you cultivate the mindset and the attitude and the language of sales. A lot of people are afraid to sell, but if you can't sell, you can't make money. If you can't make money, you can't pay your bills. If you can't pay your bills, you can't bring your dreams and goals alive. If you can't sell, you cannot sell an investor on your idea. You've got to be able to sell. Every business that has died in this world is because they don't have sales. You hear me? Hear me well and hear me now. So we want to give you a cheat code that helps you to be resilient, to have the high performance attitude. We want to give you a cheat code that teaches you, how to cultivate the leadership spirit with you and your team. We want to give you a cheat code that teaches you how to communicate, how to tell your story in a way that your people that listening to you can relate to, can connect to, that are willing to give you money for it. We want to teach you a cheat code that can help you sell not only your product, your ideas, but your vision. We want to give you a cheat code that's able to help you remove yourself out of the equation, think critically, and do what is required for the future. And all of these are actionable insights. All right, this is gonna be sessions where You getting homework done. It's once a week. Okay, it's gonna happen once a week, 2 to 3 hours per session. That's what we call week one. Then week two, the following, and week three and four. And by the time you complete the program, we guarantee to you that you have a conversation with an investor. And if you go to the program very well, you can pitch your stuff and get that investor to give you their first check. Mm, mm, mm. How lovely that is, right? Plus the incubation program that's coming with it. Look, you know, if there's anything I've learned in life is that opportunities don't come at us all the time. Do you get what I'm saying? Opportunities don't come at us all the time. They're only gonna come most of the time just once. And now it's you to have the discernment to notice whether this can give me a break or not. And I'm telling you something that this is going to be a break. Okay, this is going to be a break. Now the question is about if you were to go into a mastermind, all right? If you were to get into a mastermind right now to learn all of those things, they're probably gonna charge you 25, 30,000 euros or dollars for you to achieve that. Now, how do you want to do this? How do you want to be part of this program? This program that we are ensuring that we bring in 100 plus years, collective years of mentorship. A program that we enabling that you talk to investors right away. A program that we ensuring that's bringing you tremendous amount of value. A program that you and your team can join for the price of one. Listen to me. I'm saying that if you haven't heard anything out of the talk that I've said right now, listen to this right now. That whatever you pay is not just going to be for one person, but it's going to be for all the team. Whether you're a team of 2 or 3, maximum is a 3, of course, team of founders, you're paying just one price for 3 of you at 479. Yes, not 3,000, not 5,000, no, just 479 euros that you can pay in 2 times for you and your team. All right. So you get to join the Startup Chrysalis program that's teaching you how to be resilient, how to cultivate the high performance mindset. The program that's teaching you how to communicate, how to pitch, how to sell your story or your product and services. The program that's giving you the sales insight, the sales psychology, the sales techniques for you to take your business from 0 to 100 and 150K in no time. A program that's teaching you, supporting you in thinking critically, a program that is ensuring that you have your first or second conversation with your investor. Listen, let me tell you something, all right? I remember back in the days when I I was in webinars like this, and I was very skeptical. I didn't want to take action. I was trying to find any kind of excuse for me not to take action. And the people that took action before me today, they are far ahead. They're far ahead. So I know you might be thinking right now that perhaps, oh, do I have the money? Look, this is an investment that's gonna change your life. I know you might be thinking right now, look, is this really gonna work? Maybe I've tried before. Yes, but because you haven't heard the right person to hold your hand. Let me tell you something. When you have the right mentor, when you have the right plan, and you take the right actions, surrounded by the right people, everything blossoms. Do you get what I'm saying? Everything blossoms. So this can blossom for you too. Your journey can come to life. Your business can come to life. Your startup chrysalis can come to life. Your founding dream can come to life. And your product, you too can make it in the founding journey. And I want to see you going for valuation at billions of dollars. I want to see you do an exit just 3-4 years from now, and you will say, thanks to the Startup Chrysalis program that I went through, and really gave me the insight that I needed for me to become a great team member. That gave me the right insight I needed for me to become a leader. Listen, when I started my first official, registered business, all of that, because then I've started different kind of businesses around them throughout the years, but one that I started at first, what has enabled me to take our sales from 0 to 500K in just less than a year, that's because I had these skills that have come together. And guess what? This time I'm not even doing by myself. Massive network of professionals that are going to help you do that. Do you get what I'm saying? So come on, take out your phone, scan this right now, go and log that in. All right, just for 479 euros for all three of you. I mean, what works out to what? Maybe 30 or 40 euros per person. Let me tell you something. You can never ever get such a better deal on this. For all your team at 479, the Startup Quick Studies program is yours. All right. We're very much happy to issue certification after the program that is needed. But I think what is important here is that you are going to get out being fully ready. You are going to get out being ahead of the curve. You are going to get out having something that your peers, your competitors don't have. You are going to get out having something that's going to propel you to the top in no time. Yes, that is what the chrysalis is about. Yes, that is what the startup chrysalis is about. Literally, you are going to transform. You are going to become the best butterfly there is. All right. So go ahead and scan this right now. Go ahead and scan this. Go ahead and scan this. Go ahead and scan this QR code to join the program right now for 479. The Startup Chrysalis program is a 4-week program that is going for you and your team maximum at 3. It comes with an 8-week free incubation program that is amounting to 2 to 3,000 euros. It's a 4-week program with some of the best mentors you can ever have. Collective speaking, about 100 plus years of experience. Yes, 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 yes. That is the Startup Chrysalis program for you. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that I love you very much. I would love to see you in this program starting very soon. Okay, please go ahead and sign up. All right, go ahead and sign up so that together, if you have questions, please tap them in the chat or send me an email. Okay, or send me an email. Okay, in the email that you received when you register for this webinar, or just send the question in the chat, and we'll be very much happy to respond. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for having been on this webinar. All right, I want to thank you so much for having been on this webinar, and I wish you a lovely day. Thank you.